Injustice Gods Among Us, the video game where we make comic book heroes and villains of the DC Universe fight for our amusement. NetherRealm Studios first gave us 24 fine characters, and then they gave us some DLC. First we got Lobo, then Batgirl, Scorpion, and Zod. And now that we have these characters, well, we want more, because new characters are fun. NetherRealm is willing to give them to us. However, with a universe so big and only a few DLC slots, who should be chosen? From a universe of hundreds, I'm going to choose just 10 characters I'd like to see in the game. And if you're watching this video after all the DLC came out, just pretend there's going to be more DLC. These are the top 10 characters I'd like to see in Injustice for DLC. Number 10 is Gorilla Grodd. Yes, he is technically in the game because he's in the background of the Strikers Island stage, but I'd like to see him as a full-fledged character. I know this is unlikely, but he'd be cool nonetheless. He'd probably have a gimmick with his mind control. He could probably use it to stun his opponents or even weaken them for a period of time. Add in some gorilla strength and some gorilla punches and you got yourself a full-fledged character right there. Also, there's the fact that he's just a snarky talking gorilla. And he adds it in a Flash villain for all you Flash fans out there. Number 9 is Queen Mera. I was initially not going to include her on this list, but a friend of mine who guest starred in a previous top 10 list of mine, DJWeirdSister, convinced me otherwise. I thought, Aquaman's wife? Wouldn't she just be a clone of Aquaman? Why not include a different character like Black Manta? Sure, she might have some of the same abilities as her husband Aquaman, but she doesn't need to use them. See this trident? She doesn't need this trident. That's because she has the power of hydrokinesis. She can turn water into solid objects. Any weapon. She apparently favors the water missiles. Come to think of it, Mera should be the one that has Aqua as a prefix in her name, not Aquaman. She really uses water in her attack. In fact, props to Mera for being cooler than her husband, the main character. Number 8 is Blue Beetle, the man with a lot in his arsenal. And I mean a lot, because adding a second a lot really specifies that. And what do all these gadgets mean? Well, a unique moveset for starters. Just to scratch the surface, he has copious amounts of blades, some energy cannon, and even wings to fly. The point is, he has a very open and unique move pool that will stay true to his character. Every time I think he's out of gadgets, boom, laser, right there. Number 7 is Starfire. The argument has been made not to include her because with 3 times already in the game, including only one more would leave an elephant in the room when Beast Boy comes into discussion. That aside, she is both popular and significant enough to warrant an appearance in the game. Sure, a lot of her fanbase did come from the Teen Titans cartoon, but the powers are still similar to her comic counterpart. The cartoon version might be more kid-friendly than the version NetherRealm Studios would likely be using, but we still get those powers we know and love. And what are those powers, you might ask? She can absorb ultraviolet radiation from the sun, not like Superman. It's completely different, I think. Anyway, with that she gets her powers, most famously the Star Bolt, a bolt of fire-like energy. And you know what she can do with that energy? Make it her trait. Outside of that, she could even have some pretty fun Clash dialogue. Maybe something like, "You murdered Nightwing, you monster!" I'm sorry, have we met? I'd even like them to bring back Hynden Walsh, her Teen Titans voice actress. Even though that was a different Starfire, I think she could make the voice work. Number 6 is Plastic Man. Outside of just seeing a stretchy character in the game, because we know stretchy characters can work in fighting games like Dualism and Super Skrull, I want to see him because he's the unstoppable, badass joke character of the DC Universe. And when I say joke character, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that he can't die, and he's basically super comic relief. He's also a really self-aware character, so he add a lot of humor to the serious tone of the game, which would be good. And if you want a moveset, something like full-screen physical attacks, maybe shape-shifting his arm into a hammer or other various weapons. General stretchy guy shape-shifting things. However, to me, his main attraction is his surreal sort of humor. Similar to Freakazoid. If Warner Brothers produced Freakazoid, and Warner Brothers owns DC Comics, and Freakazoid's a superhero, does that mean he could possibly be an Injustice? Wait, no, he's not in DC Comics, we don't need any more guest characters. Just stick to Plastic Man. Yay, Plastic Man. Number 5 is Cersei. Cersei, based off the Odyssey character of the same name, is one of Wonder Woman's greatest foes. Her powers involve magic, so she'd probably have something along the lines of unspecified magic blasts, teleportation, and maybe creating illusions that work like Sub-Zero's ice clone. In addition, she can be a dirty cheater and use magic on herself to make her as strong as her other foes, maybe a Shang Tsung-esque move steal. Her trait would probably involve using magic to decrease the amount of damage that she takes, or maybe increasing her strength, possibly a Bag o' Tricks random button. However, considering I don't know comics but I do know TV shows, I really want her in because of that Justice League Unlimited episode where she was the main villain. Sure, she's more a comic relief villain than a full threat because she spends most of her time being a Broadway singer, because she is voiced by one. She still looks awesome and pretty threatening in the comics, especially when she's wearing a hood. Especially with the hood. The hood makes everything more ominous. Number 4 is Zatanna. Yes, another magic character. However, of all the characters on this list, I think she has the best chance just because so many people are requesting her. She seems to have a wide range of attacks because as long as you can say something backwards, she can make an attack. It would also be difficult to decide if she's gadget or power. Yes, it seems obvious, but hey, she can throw tables with magic. Why not just throw cars with magic? She's also a performance magician, so why not use some of those tools in fighting, like throwing cards or doves coming to your rescue? What, that's creative. Sure, a little absurd, but that's never hurt anyone. She can even appeal to the crowd that doesn't know who she is. Who can hate a character that has a top hat as part of her ensemble? Number 3 is Brainiac. NetherRealm Studios should pull out their 12th level intelligence to give this character a good moveset. Although Superman doesn't need any more representation in this game, Brainiac is pretty iconic in the DC universe. He could probably create a very unique moveset using force fields and other defensive technology. Also, there's those electric tentacles that he uses. He's gotta be one of the smartest guys in the DC universe, so he can figure out a way to beat these superheroes. And please, if you include him, I'd like to see his super robotic looking version from the Superman animated series. Number 2 is Dr. Fate. Last magician, I swear. Similar to Zatanna, he has a vast array of spells, which leaves his moveset very open. He can even add some flair to his moves by adding his symbol, the Ankh, to them, so he doesn't just have those generic magic blasts everyone else has. And even though this is a fighting game, I still care about the dialogue. That is, the clash dialogue. I want to see what his all-knowing mind has to say during his clashes. And if anything, you can't ignore that he's been in the comics since the 1940s. He has legacy going on. And if anything, a good legacy in the franchise does justify a spot in the game. Speaking of, number 1 is Black Canary. She has been with the franchise since the 1940s, and she was even in Injustice. In a picture. You guys took enough time to render her in the game, why don't you just make her a full-fledged character? She has been around for quite a while, meaning there are various incarnations, so there'll be no trouble portraying her. I could see the problem that people don't want just another martial artist in the game, but she has her signature canary scream, so after you just give her some unique physical attacks, do whatever with the canary scream. Stun it, damage, and if you're having trouble thinking of a moveset, just make Black Canary's character model, reskin Sindel, and put her in the game. Hey, it worked for Scorpion. He's in Injustice, and I've always said, we need Sindel in Injustice, Gods Among Us. Legacy in the comics, history with the characters in the game, a solid potential moveset, and a signature move that's fun. While she might not be on the top of everyone else's wish list for Injustice, those are just a few reasons why I'd like to see her for Injustice DLC. And with that, let me know who you liked on this list and who you didn't see that you would like to see for Injustice DLC. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.